Hi, this is Kimberly. This is a synopsis and a critique of Chapter 19 of the book Letters from Christopher, Tragic Confessions of the Watts Family Murders by Cheryln Cadle. This chapter is titled Locating Shanann and the Girls. For this chapter, we pick up again with CBI agent Tammy Lee's report, extracted from pages 606 through 610. Yes, we have yet another copy-paste chapter. This is just a continuation of Agent Lee's polygraph post-test interview. All the author has done is replace their names with pronouns. So should I just start reading to you guys the discovery pages from now on without doing a critique of the book? I'm not kidding when I tell you it's straight up from the discovery. It rarely deviates. If it does, it makes me confused. Like when she quotes someone and it's not said in the discovery, but is insinuated. I start thinking she must have got it elsewhere, but I never find it. When I say it was copy and pasted, it was, but she does switch out from first person in the discovery to third person for the book. So this makes, is it 5 chapters in a row now where copy paste comprise the entire chapter? So back on with reading Chris Watts' redacted final discovery, page 606. The letter from Christopher book. So this chapter, locating Shanann and the girls. So Ronnie left the interview room after Chris's half-assed confession to go potty and text or call his daughter. The discovery said text and Cadle said he called her. He asked the agent, I don't know who or which, about finding a lawyer that wasn't a public defender. Then they decided they would talk about that later. Yeah, since Chris had already sang like a canary, what was the freaking rush now for legal representation? Chris told the whole farce of a story about Shanann being the one who caused the girls' deaths over and over. The agents, can we at least give them nicknames like Agent 1 and Agent 2 or Dick Tracy and Nancy Drew? The agent returned to the room with a picture taken from a drone that day of Survey 319. Chris was asked to indicate where the girls were. Chris pointed to a patch of dirt on the photograph. Then Chris pointed to the tank batteries for Bella and Cece. He was given a pen to mark the locations with their initials, which he did. Coder asked Chris if someone who didn't know what they were doing could open the tanks. Chris nodded yes. So all this nodding and pointing, is Chris mute now? Chris estimated it took him 20 to 30 minutes to dig Shanann's grave. Chris said he dug Shanann's grave using a shovel from his work truck. I do remember him saying that he grabbed a shovel from his garage when he was loading up the truck. Chris told Tammy Lee that the girls were only wearing pajamas and that their stuffed animals and blankets must have blown away in the wind. Cadle only said animals, but it's stuffed animals in the discovery, as in toys, not live animals. So while I was checking this, I realized Cadle used the pronoun he, meaning Coder, instead of Lee, she, meaning Lee. This is done periodically throughout the chapter. Sometimes she switches it up in the same paragraph and it's quite confusing when comparing it to Discovery. Chris described what his victims were wearing, gave Coder a few details on the oil tanks, and told him that no, there was no chance the baby monitor at home recorded anything. Coder also asked Nimrod what he thought made Shanann snap. He said that knowing he had an affair, even though he didn't admit anything. Chris said Shanann needed him to admit it and he refused. I know why he refused. It's because he's chicken shit. Coder asked if Shanann's neck was broken and he said he did not think so. Good job, Chris. You've now admitted you do not think. That tiny little peanut brain of yours. Yes, Chris, we know you don't think. You're an unfortunate, clumsy, dim-witted individual whose many faults can all be attributed to his pea-sized brain. Chris goes on to say that his family and his friends all think Shanann was unstable. However, he didn't want to paint a bad picture of her. Coder said it was hard to believe Shanann killed the girls, and Chris said, I know. He asked Chris if it was possible that they would find Chris's hand or fingerprints on the girls' necks, and he said, oh Lord, no. Tammy Lee asks this even though the author said the agent. That's the same name she uses for coder. And then she goes on with the he and she stuff, which is usually mixed up. Tammy Lee asks this even though the author said the agent. That's the same name she uses for coder. Quote, I asked Chris what he was thinking about, and he said he let his family down. Chris said he let everybody down. His dad, his mom, his sister, his nephews, nieces, friends, co-workers, everybody, end quote. Wow. I noticed he didn't say Shanann, Bella, Celeste, Nico, but that's Chris. The paragraph continues with saying, she for Tammy Lee, even though again, she has not said they're two agents, one CBI and one FBI, one a male, one a female. But Chris tells the story of the kids being blue and told Tammy he didn't think to call an ambulance. She told him she would hate to see Shanann get a bad rap for something that she didn't do. And he was ready to tell the truth. Aswad whined and insisted he was telling the truth. Like all of us wanting to know, Agent Tammy Lee asked Chris to try and explain what was in his head. He said, quote, the rage that I felt for what she was, what she did, it just took over, end quote. I asked Chris if he agreed that his story sounded weird, and he said, quote, I understand, I see where you're coming from, end quote. Chris and the agents went back and forth, round and round, side to side, and upside down. Tell us the truth. I am telling the truth. Are you sure you weren't the one to kill the girls? I did not hurt the girls. This does not make sense. This is the truth. Over and over and over. Then Chris changed it up a bit and said he was not a monster and he didn't kill his babies. Coder asked Chris what he meant from his prior interview when he talked about something that was, quote, an act of pure evil, end quote. Chris said he was referring to the evil that he witnessed when Shanann was on top of Cece. Chris said he also felt evil for what he did to Shanann. Coder went on to ask if Shanann would have a black eye, any punches, slaps, or stab wounds, or if any of them had been poisoned. Chris said no to all. Chris also claimed to not be aware of an attempted and declined credit card purchase at 2:30 a.m. Coder asked Chris about Nicole Kessinger. Chris begged to not put Kessinger's name in the news because she had been through enough in her life. He said, quote, she genuinely liked me, end quote. Well, that just goes to show there's someone for everyone in this world. He said all Kessinger knew about his family is what was said on the news. He said that she did know he was married with 2 children. She supposedly did not know Shanann was pregnant, but she knew now. He said he was scared. There's that word again, scared. He's always scared. He said he was scared to tell her because he knew she wouldn't go out with him. So see, NK has standards. If she'd have known Shanann was pregnant, she probably wouldn't have gone out with Chris. Tammy asked Chris why there were sheets inside of his kitchen trash. Chris said he used the fitted sheet to wrap Shanann in, so he didn't know what to do with the flat sheet and pillowcases that were left over. She asked Chris why he didn't try to hide the sheet out at the oil well site, and he said he was so scared he didn't know what to do. Scared. God, Chris, you show a lack of courage and confidence. What the hell is wrong with you? I really have a low opinion of your intelligence level. Special Agent Coder asked Chris why he took the bodies out of the house and buried them. Chris said he was a scaredy cat and he didn't know what to do. Chris said he was scared of what everything was going to look like. Yes, Chris, we know you were always scared, also known as a namby-pamby cowardly weakling. Special Agent Coder then asked Chris if he had any questions. Chris asked to use the potty. When he came back, he talked about putting the girls in the tanks and explained a few things about putting them in there, and I am just not going to detail that part. They asked for passwords to all of his electronic devices that were confiscated during the house search. Ronnie came in to say goodbye to Chris and informed him that the police took the Lexus. A police officer was driving Ronnie to a hotel for the night. Ronnie told Chris he loved him no matter what. Ronnie said he was interviewed and he told the detectives there is no way Chris would ever hurt his children. Ronnie said it was a problem he didn't call the police, and Chris agreed. Ronnie said they would just have to prove it some other way. Ronnie said it was unfortunate his baby monitor didn't record. Ronnie hugged Chris and left the police department. When asked if he felt sorry for what he did, Chris said, quote, "I wish I wouldn't have lost control and got on top of Shanann and did that. And then I did that," referring to dumping them at the oil well site. Well, yeah, Christopher, you should be sorry. You are sorry. You're a sorry piece of shit. This may sound like I'm OCDing or something, but when comparing the book to the Discovery to see how much of it was copied, something caught my eye. There was a place in one of the paragraphs where I noticed the words, quote, "the agent asked," end quote, four times in a row. And then glancing at the whole page, I noticed it more. So what does Kimberly do? She pays attention to detail. "The agent asked" was stated 51 times in this 8.5-page chapter. Just thought you might enjoy that fun fact. And that will be the end of this video. I will pick up with chapter 20 in the next one. Thank you for listening.
Huh? Hold on. Okay. Alright, Cece, go back out there.
Mommy, I don't want to go back way
Okay,
out
come on.
there.
You don't have to. Cece's having fun. She's like, this is what rain feels like? This is nice. It only lasts for like 2 seconds in Colorado. And then we get things that come out of the sky and beat you to death.
We actually get rain here.
It's called hail.
What?
Have fun? Are you having fun in the rain? It is, Ashley. It does rain a lot here, Sarah. You having fun? Cece, your hair's all wet. Wait, let me zoom out. Was that fun? No, go back out there. Daddy's on here watching you.
Let me go get you a towel.
Is that fun? Did you have fun?
Did you play in the rain?
Are you playing in the rain?
You played in the rain. You got all wet.
Say hi, everybody.
Did you play in the rain?
Yeah, was it fun?
You got all wet too.
Bella kinda did. She didn't like it too much.
You didn't like it.
No.
It's fun playing in puddles.
I know. Cece was having a ball in it, right, Cece? You want to go back and do it again? You want to go inside, or do you want to play in the rain again? You want to go play? No, that's a bug, yes. Bugs the size of birds.